just met the team owners. Please, we welcome in the ladies playing in our first ever PPL match, Andrea Sampson. Big round of applause for her from the USA national team. Played in the World Championships and won third division in the Pan Am Games. Andrea Sampson. She will be playing with Daniela Ruiz. Big hand for Daniela, who played her college tennis at Clemson and was born and plays for Bolivia as well. Those will be our ladies for Toronto. For the men, Nico Exvillar will be playing here today as well. We'll meet him a little bit later on. Played Davis Cup for Uruguay. And Mariano Cabrera from Argentina will be in the men's match. They're practicing. We want to introduce all the players today right now. All right, for the Miami team, let's hear it for our Miami Padel Club. We heard from Ronnie Strasser, the owner. Playing for the ladies today, Marta Marrero. You know her very well. Formerly ranked #1 in the WPT. Reached the quarters of the French Open. You'll remember that. Marta Marrero. She'll be playing with Brittany Dubas from Spain's first division. Good luck, ladies. All right, and we'll tell you a little bit about the format here. Our chair umpire today is Carlos. Carlos, you want to tell the folks about the format, what we're playing today? Okay, we'll do coin toss first. We have a coin here.
The ceremonial coin?
If not, we'll do the ceremonial spinning of the racket. You want to do that, Marcos? That will do. Oh, you have the coin? All right, let's go. Do it like the old days. We just spin the racket back. We love that too.
DJ Mad.
All right, who's going to call it?
And JP, this is a very big deal. This is the first commemorative coin for the very first match of the PPL. It's going to be worth a lot of money very soon. As a matter of fact, today.
And the strategy is already taking place. All right, here we go. First ever PPL match. Ladies, the court is yours, and here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give some energy to our players this morning. Come on. Pro Padel starts today. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure if you are doing any social media, follow us at Pro Padel League on Instagram and Twitter. Also, hashtag anything that you're doing from here because we want the world to see it. So just hashtag Padel.
Are the two players for Miami. How this is going to work is it's basically the same rules as tennis. You have a match best of six. Whoever gets to six first got to win by 2 games, and same scoring as tennis, 15, 30, 40, and then game. You've got douche. You've got all the same thing. The only difference is that the court is different. The dimensions of the court. It's 20 meters by 10 meters, so basically 33 feet by 66 feet. There are the walls that surround the court, so there really is no out of bounds. The ball can only hit the ground one time, but it can hit the wall numerous times to end a volley in exchange, and it will basically, other than that, be the same scoring as tennis. And how it will work with the team play is it will be women's doubles, then men's doubles, and then should there be a tie, should each team win one of those two matches, then there will be mixed doubles to finish it off. So going to be a fun day here in Zephyr Hills, Florida, as we get this underway, and definitely excited to be bringing you all this action here on our live stream along with our fantastic crew as we bring you the Padel Pro League. And we will have a number of guests coming by and joining me as well as we get going through the day. And we will hear from the commissioner of the Pro Padel League as well. He was just on the court, Marcos Del Pilar. Marcos will come by and spend a little time with us to talk about the Pro Padel League and the inception of this league and where it is, where they hope it will go, where the sport can grow to, not only domestically but internationally. As I mentioned, this is a sport that is being played in many countries across the world. It exploded internationally during the pandemic, as did a number of racket sports here in the United States. I know a lot of people know about the explosion of pickleball during that time, but Padel has also become much more popular and will continue to grow. And there is sentiment that perhaps Padel could be in the 2028 Olympics when the Olympics come to Los Angeles. And, I know that I've worked a lot of pickleball, so I know people are hoping pickleball will get there at some point as well. But the bottom line is Padel internationally is way more popular than pickleball is internationally. So that they perhaps have a better chance at actually getting into the Olympics first, and that will only, of course, make this sport continue to grow even more and more. So we are excited to get this underway here in Zephyr Hills, Florida, as the teams continue to get their warm-ups in. And it should be an interesting day. Going to be hot here in this Florida sun. There's no question about that. The temperatures expected to reach into the mid to upper 80s here today. It is hot. It is humid. But what else do you expect here in Florida? And it's a beautiful time of year to be here in the Tampa-St. Pete area. Zephyr Hills, located a little bit northeast of the Tampa area. I stayed in downtown Tampa last night after flying in, and tell you it was about a 30-mile drive from downtown Tampa to get here to Zephyr Hills. So this should be a whole lot of fun to get this thing underway. And I'm going to let people just enjoy the sounds of the warm-ups and get this thing going. Once the match begins, we'll give you a little bit more information on some of these players. We'll have plenty of time to get a good look at Ruiz, Danny Ruiz. And they did have a coin toss to determine which side will receive and which side will pick which side that they start on.
And folks, remember at the PPL, we have two matches. The winner will play first. Then the men will play. If we're tied at one match apiece, then we will have a mixed doubles to decide the winner of the overall match. So every point is crucial.
And JP, for anyone who has not been to a Padel match,
Time.
they're in for a huge victory. So I hope your batteries are really full on your phones because you're going to want to get a lot of this action.
Yeah, rallies can go into the 40s and 50s balls, which we saw yesterday in our exhibition. So if you've not seen Padel, folks, you're in for something special.
Oh.
And if you have seen it, you're in for something special with these incredibly talented players that we've assembled.
I want to give a big shout out to our tournament director, Mr. Sid Newcomb. Thank you very much, brother, for all that you've been doing today.
All right, I think we're almost ready for the first serve. Get your cameras out, folks. This is history in the making. The PPL League's first shot.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information.
And back in Zephyrhills, Florida, we are set to go with the debut of the Pro Padel League. You've got the team from Miami against the team from Toronto, and we are just about set to get this underway. The opening serve, and the serve must be underhand. You've got Miami on your screen in your court, Toronto in the far court.
Love 15.
0-15. A lot by Marrero. And then into the net.
Love 30.
So love 30. As Miami continues the serve. Finally the first point of the
15-30.
match for Miami. Dobbins with the overhead that was unreturnable, and suddenly we've gone
30
into
all.
30-30. Marta Marrero with the serve is originally from Spain. Won 25 titles on the WPT Tour. And after a 0-30 start, they forged that here.
40-30.
And a chance to take this first game. Well-played shot there by Marrero, and game one goes to Miami. So they take an early 1-0 lead here in Zephyrhills.
Marrero, 2 wins lead, 1 game to 0.
Y esto para todas las mujeres que saben lo que hacen. When I walk up in the square.
So game one in favor of Miami. Toronto will take over the serve now. Oh, how good was that out of
Love
Marrero
15.
to make it love 15.
No mercy, Miami.
They make it love 30.
Love 30.
Well-placed shot into the corner there to finally get on the board and make it 15-30. Sampson, not a lot of room to work with there.
15-40.
So moves to 15-40, and if they can break this serve, they'll have a chance to go up 2 games to none here, will Miami. Put away for the game.
Game.
And Miami in a quick 2-0 lead here in this match.
Marrero Dubin serve 2-0.
So the serve will head back over to Miami now. Again, same rules as tennis, both in scoring and also in terms of the matches. Oh, that was just too good right there. As Marrero really playing at a high level. Martin Marrero in tennis reached the quarterfinals of the French Open. Dubbins gets handcuffed a little bit on that shot.
15-all.
So 15-all here in game 3. Brittany Dubbins, born and raised in North Miami Beach, played collegiately on the tennis circuit as a member of the Miami Hurricanes. He's into the net. So 30-15 in favor of Team Miami here as they have a chance to take a commanding 3-0 lead in this first set.
Let first serve.
Let go. Goes on the second serve. That serve is long. That was perfectly placed.
40-15.
40-15 here, a chance to close out this third game. And there it is.
Game.
So Miami up 3-0 here in this first set. Toronto going to need to try to figure something out. We'll take a quick time out here from Zephyr Hills.
3-0.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information. Pro Padel League. 7 primetime cities, the best athletes in the world going head-to-head, 4 bragging rights, cash prizes, and the opportunity to be the Pro Padel League champion. The action kicks off May 13th through June 11th in Tampa at SVB Tennis Center. Go to ProPadelLeague.com for tickets and more information.
Elevate your barbecue game this grilling season with Allegro Marinades. Allegro's Tennessee whiskey will take your meat preparation to the next level. Discover your new grilling advantage online at AllegroMarinade.com. It makes life taste better.
Back here in Central Hills, Florida, the Pro Padel League inaugural match as Miami has a 3-games-to-none lead here in this first set. And Toronto taking over the serve in the far court. Daniela Ruiz with the serve.
Love 15.
So love 15. Make it love 30 as
Love 30.
Dubbins showing us some skill right at the net. Move to second serve here. Into the net, and it is
40.
suddenly love 40. Danny Ruiz is originally from Bolivia, played college tennis at Clemson. Of course, all these players were drafted in the inaugural PPL draft back in March to these 7 teams. And how about that? Unreturnable.
15-40.
Moves to 15-40. Dubbins couldn't catch up to that one. And suddenly Toronto showing signs of life here. They get it back to 30-40 here in this 4th game. Odds are if you're watching this live stream, you're familiar with Padel. And we've drawn even at 40-40, so we've got a deuce.
Deuce, gold point.
But Padel is played with, they do call it a racket, even though it resembles more of a pickleball paddle. It is clearly a racket with no strings. It does have holes in the racket. Marrero called Dubbins off on that one. Marrero, beautiful placement on that shot.
Game. Marrero 2 wins, 4 games to 0.
And that will move Miami to a 4-0 lead here in this first set, as Marrero and Dubbins have been dialed in from the get-go. And Marrero will take back over the serve.
15-love.
Oh, that was really well done there by Dubbins. The overhead
30-love.
to make it 30-love. And make it 40-love.
40-love.
So game point. And another winner by Dubbins. And that's going to move it to 5-love here in the first set, as Miami in absolute control. We'll step aside for a quick moment back to Zephyr Hills after this quick break.
You can bet on the Las Vegas Smash to bring the thrill of professional padel to the inaugural season of the PPL, a rising star in the sports world. Las Vegas is ready for their next challenge of building a dominant team. Vamos! For more information, go to @LasVegasSmash on social media.
It's dynamic, it's almost acrobatic. They're incredible what they can do with the racket or with the paddle. Watching athletes at that level is very exciting, and it really makes it a hugely attractive sport as a fan when they're running and smashing balls and doing things that, you know, us mere mortals can't necessarily do. The fans mean everything to the team, and really that's why we're doing it. LA is a big, giant market, giant, big city, very large place, lots of different people from all over the world, big Latino population, big population from places where the sport's already big, and then really to introduce it to the rest of the
Back here in Zephyr Hills, Miami absolutely in command here in this first set. Trying to see if they can close this one out, and an early advantage
Love 15.
here for Miami. MPC, the Miami Padel Club, is the official name. Toronto's moniker is the Polar Bears. Oh, to try to save it there,
30.
but too late of an effort. A little bit of miscommunication there between Ruiz and Sampson, and it moves it to love 30. vision on that as she tracked it down and then saw in the corner where to place it. And this is set point. That lob brought some rain.
There you go. There you go. Good try.
Dubbin's kind of got handcuffed there.
15-40.
So Toronto stays alive here. This will be game and set point number 2.
Miami.
So Toronto gets it to 30-40. And there it is. So the game and the set go to Miami 6 love for set number 1. We will reset it and have the second set coming your way after this quick timeout.
Game of the PPL.
Once you play the sport, it's a fantastic game of reflexes and speed, and it really challenges you with all the skill set of a racket player. It's challenging off the wall, and it's different things. It's a different variation, which makes it more exciting and interesting. It's a natural extension of tennis. Well, the city of Miami is a multicultural, multinational, world-class city, with all kinds of cultures and different types of people, and with a flavor of South America, a lot of Spanish, which is really a natural for Padel, because Padel grew up in Argentina and Spain. So Miami is a natural conduit for Padel to expand, and we think fans in Miami are going to love it. The first goal is to win, because I like winning, and the second goal is to build a community around the team in Miami, and to extend the sport and the messaging of the sport throughout North America and throughout the world. My role really is to keep everything on a professional level and to build a management team that's empowered to make the right decisions and to grow the sport and to grow the team and to grow the reach. My background is operational companies, so that's what I'm doing, operating a company, but I do empower my staff, and my skill set is to hire really good people around me to make me look good. I'm a tennis player by training, and I was just given this opportunity. I had some connections to the people in the league, and I did a little exploration on the sport. I tried it out, and I just thought it was a phenomenal opportunity. The sport is...
So here we go, set number 2 about to get underway, as Miami takes set 1 in commanding fashion, 6 love, and Miami starts the second set with the serve. Miami in the far court, and Toronto, the team of Ruiz and Sampson, in the near court in the blue.
Love 15.
And love 15 to start off this second set. Dubbins with a lot of English on that
15
shot.
15-all.
And ends up tying this game at 15-all.
First serve.
Morero trying to track it down. Had a thought maybe to try and hit it off of the back wall if she could have caught up to it and try to send it back across, but could not get there. First serving in the net. And that'll draw us even at 30-30.
30 all.
No mercy, Miami. Let's go.
Morero trying to get Miami back in front. Dubbins. Nice job catching up to that one by Morero. Eventually puts it into the net. And Toronto forges ahead here at 40-30. I should say 30-40, as it's still Miami controlling the serve here. See if they can get it to a deuce. And that hit the wall first, so indeed
Deuce.
it is a deuce. Has to get the walls are in play, but it's got to hit the ground before it hits the wall. If you're new to the sport, if you're familiar with it and you play, you already know that. And how good was that out of Dubbins? And so Miami takes game one, and they have a commanding lead, already up a set, and now up a game here in set number 2. Back to Zephyr Hills in a moment.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information.
Back here in Zephyr Hills, Dave Benz, happy to have you on board for this live stream of the inaugural ever day of Pro Padel League action. Good showing from the fans here for this first ever event. A lot of Miami fans on hand here, trying to support the team from not too far away here in Florida. Dubbins with the lob. That barely did hit ground before wall, and then Morero putting it away.
Love 30.
Sampson able to track that one down out of the corner. And then Morero off the tape and ends the exchange.
Love 40.
Hand gesture over to the other side, saying sorry, not sorry. That moves to love 40. Oh, Morero with some smoke on that.
Game
And that is going to close out game number 2, and Miami is just putting on a power display here right now, doing everything right. So the serve goes back over to MPC. And that did hit the wall first, so an early 15 love advantage for Miami here in game number 3 of set 2. And make it 30 love.
30 love.
Somebody in the stands yelling, "No mercy, Miami."
Gotta be our new hashtag. No mercy, Miami.
Right now, Miami is showing no mercy as they go up 40 love here in game 3. And Dubbin's looking to close this thing out. And there it is. So Miami absolutely just rolling right now, up 3 games to none here in this second set. We'll take a quick timeout from Zephyrhills.
An impressive performance by Team Miami so far. A little note on our PPL history here. Currently, Padel has over 25 million players worldwide.
Ladies and gentlemen, do remember, 5 minutes from now, the food trucks will be open. 5 minutes from now, feel free at the end of the smash to make yourself some fabulous, fantastic food. And once again, remember, stay hydrated today, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hydrated.
Glad to have you along on this live stream here on day 1 of the Pro Padel League inaugural match. So this is a little bit of history here as the Pro Padel League makes its mark here in the United States. 7 teams right now, and the big news coming out of Zephyrhills earlier this week, the Daddy Yankee, the international rap sensation. Looked him up this morning. I got to admit, I didn't know much about Daddy Yankee, but over 50 million followers on his Instagram and on his YouTube channel, and has just been a very accomplished recording artist. He is buying a team that will join the Pro Padel League next year. So this league is going to continue to expand. And right now, the lead continues to expand for Miami as Dubbins puts that one away. Ruiz couldn't handle it. And it took a little bit of a strange bounce off the side. So Marrero and Dubbins, not much they could do. It ties it up at 15. All. That one also fooled Dubbins a little bit. She made an effort to try to get it back over the net, but it falls short. And suddenly Toronto, haven't seen this much in this match. Toronto has a lead in a game. See if Sampson and Ruiz can find a little something here to get some momentum going. Ruiz the overhead, and there it is. So Danny Ruiz makes it 40-15. And Toronto has a chance to perhaps take their first game in this match. And indeed they do. Marrero got caught leaning the wrong way. And Ruiz and Sampson, something to feel good about as they finally get one on the board here. But still 3-1 in favor of Miami here in this second set. Marrero will take over the serve. And just like that, gets Miami back where they've been comfortable all day, getting an early lead.
What was it?
And the ref saying the ball was in.
30 love.
So 30 love. And Marrero. She's had a ton of success not only on the WTA, but also making her mark in Padel. She wants to be a role model for more women and girls to play this sport. Perhaps the biggest obstacle domestically has been the lack of courts, but more and more courts continue to be built nationally. And how good was that by Dubbins? Puts it right down the middle, and Toronto could not do anything about it. And game number 5 goes in the column for Miami. They have a 4-1 lead here in this second set. We'll take a quick breather from Zephyr Hills.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information.
Back here in Zephyr Hills, Florida, just outside Tampa. Miami with this 4-1 lead. Toronto takes over the serve, and the Toronto Polar Bears with their backs firmly up against the wall here, needing to string together some success. And that'll get it done. Danny Ruiz with the power
15 love.
to get a 15 love lead early for Toronto here in this game. And if you're just joining, it is best 2 out of 3. It'll be the women, then the men for both of these teams matching up. And then should it be tied at the end of both of those matches, there would be a mixed doubles match to decide which team is victorious. All the teams have 2 men, 2 women, and then 4 alternates. So a total of 8 players per team. And the teams have to designate which players are going to play in which matches before the play begins. 30-30. It's an important game for Toronto. They can't give the serve back to Miami with MPC on the verge of being able to take the match. But it is going to be Miami with the lead here now at 30-40. And this will be game point. Shot there by Dubbins. And an even better shot by Marrero. And that will close out the game and make it 5-1. And Miami now is going to take over the serve with a chance to close out this match. Tracks down. Marrero recognized that Sampson had fallen and takes advantage of it. So a 15-love lead. You may notice that there's some sand interspersed on the playing surface here in Zephyr Hills, and I actually went out prior to the matches today and walked on it, and there was considerably more sand out there early this morning than there is right now. The grounds crew, for lack of a better term, was out there for a good hour before match play began here today, and they were sweeping up sand and bringing bunches of it off. There is a sand volleyball court over just a few yards away. It would be from where you're looking right now on your screen. It would be off to the right-hand side, maybe about 25, 30 yards away. There's a sand volleyball court, and while I don't know definitively, my best guess is the winds were kicking up last night, and a bunch of the sand from the volleyball courts worked its way over here, which is why you ended up with so much sand on the court. Dubbins puts that one out of bounds and puts Miami on the verge of winning this match. A commanding 40-15 lead, and this is match point number 1. Marrero finishes it off, and that was pretty much the way maybe it should have gone. Marrero was fantastic. Miami just dominates 6-love, 6-1 in straight sets. So go ahead and write that down somewhere. The first ever match in the history of the Pro Padel League was won by Miami. We're going to step aside. We'll have the men on the court. Actually, let's throw it down to JP and listen in on the post-game interview.
Thank you very much. Very hard.
Welcome to Florida.
For Miami Padel Club.
Brittany, you guys played so well together. How long have you been playing together?
Just 3 times. Wow. It's easy to play with Marta. She makes it look so easy, and this is just so exciting. I'm so happy to be here.
You guys, obviously, 2 of the best players in the world. In this atmosphere right here, the first PPL League, What does this mean to you? I mean, you've done a lot in your career, both of you. What does this mean to you?
For me, it's mean a lot to play here in Tampa in the PPL for the first time, and also for Miami Padel Club. For me, it's an honor, and we want to win this first edition.
Definitely. I mean, bringing paddle to the USA, so excited to be here. Our team is awesome. Our coaches, our ownership group, our team. I mean, I'm so happy and excited for this league.
Now, one of your owners and your team members over there, Juan Martin Del Potro, I think you know him quite well. Is there any pressure playing in front of Sebastian Giovinco, all these celebrities?
I would have never thought that one day Juan Martin Del Potro is watching me play.
And cheering for you.
For me, it's an honor that he's, ¿cómo se dice apoyar?
He supports us.
Supports us and the team.
Yeah, he's awesome. We love you.
Ladies, congratulations. Thank you so much. Could you sign a couple of these balls for us and hand them out to the crowd? Fantastic. How about another hand for Marta Morera, Brittany Dubins, and Andrea Sampson and Daniela Ruiz for Toronto. Great job, ladies, as part of history. All right, we're going to get the men's match going here real quick. We're going to keep it rolling for you. We're going to have a little coin toss after we get these. Who'd like one of these balls? Just there you go. I see somebody in the back. Let's see. Don't hit the drone. There we go. Oh, somebody's got to go down and get that one. There you go. Thank you, ladies. Great job. Fantastic job as Miami takes a one-match lead here. We'll have the men's, and if we have a tie score, we will have a mixed doubles to decide this.
Padel is taking the world by storm. It was a matter of time before it explodes here in North America, and we wanted to be the catalyst. We thought the PPL was the perfect vehicle. We're gonna make history together. Vamos!
I think padel is one of the fastest growing sports in the world because it's exciting to watch, it's exciting to play.
I looked at it and it was like, wow, this is like a collision of all racket sports.
It's tennis on steroids. It's a fast-moving, very athletic sport.
It's dynamic, it's almost acrobatic. They're incredible what they can do with a racket or with the paddle.
It just ticks off all the boxes in terms of a sport that's going to thrill Americans, Mexicans, and Canadians. Innovation, creativity, and disruption are part of my DNA, you know, and I think that the PPL has that things as well.
I think PPL is going to become a national sport, just like the NBA and NHL, because of the traction it's getting. I think it's going to be huge.
We see the PPL in the long term becoming a premier paddle league, attracting some of the top tier talent across the paddle and racket industry.
It's exploring Europe, Asia, Latin America, but people don't know what paddle is really. So creating the best professional paddle league in North America is the biggest goal we'll have.
It's incredible. We are only in year one, yet we're going to be on CBS television. We're going to reach over 200 million households in our first year. That's quite extraordinary for a new sports league.
We got to make it all about the players so we can attract the best talent. And then if we do, then the product gets better, then the fans will come.
I see PPL growing worldwide. The competition then can spread across the global stage.
What got me involved with the team was Marcos mainly. He had a dream and he really sold us on that dream very early on, and we're so excited to be a part of it.
I think that padel can, create a lot of opportunities for people in North America and beyond, and we really want to leave a legacy, grow the sport, and make everybody's life better.
Long term, I really hope that the PPL can kind of disrupt the current padel calendar. I would love for the PPL to bring more high-quality players in and kind of have a season in the middle of the year where everyone comes and kind of plays in the PPL to have like really top-tier level.
The power of the sport is bringing a lot of excitement to the community in North America, and I think we are ready for this big step and Padel to become one of the major sports to be competed and watched in North America.
Watch out, because the PPL is really going to rock America, Canada, and Mexico. It all starts in May, so stay tuned. I think everybody's in for a great thrill.
Padel is taking the world by storm.
It was a matter of time before it explodes here in North America, and we wanted to be the catalyst. We thought the PPL was the perfect vehicle.
We're gonna make history together. ¡Vamos!
I think Padel is one of the fastest growing sports in the world because it's exciting to watch, it's exciting to play.
I looked at it and it was like, wow, this is like a collision of all racket sports.
It's tennis on steroids. It's a fast-moving, very athletic sport.
It's dynamic, it's almost acrobatic. They're incredible what they can do with a racket or with the paddle.
It just ticks off all the boxes in terms of a sport that's going to thrill Americans, Mexicans, and Canadians.
Innovation, creativity, and disruption are part of my DNA, you know, and I think that the PPL has that things as well.
I think PPL is going to become a national sport, just like the NBA and NHL, because of the traction it's getting. I think it's going to be huge.
We see the PPL in the long term becoming a premier paddle league, attracting some of the top tier talent across the paddle and racket industry.
It's exploring Europe, Asia, Latin America, but people don't know what padel is really. So creating the best professional padel league in North America is the biggest goal we'll have.
It's incredible. We are only in year one, yet we're going to be on CBS television. We're going to reach over 200 million households in our first year. That's quite extraordinary for a new sports league.
We got to make it all about the players so we can attract the best talent. And then if we do, then the product gets better, then the fans will come.
I see PPL growing worldwide. The competition then can spread across the global stage.
What got me involved with the team was Marcos mainly. He had a dream and he really sold us on that dream very early on, and we're so excited to be a part of it.
I think that Padel can, you know, create a lot of opportunities for people in North America and beyond, and we really want to leave a legacy, grow the sport, and make, you know, everybody's life better.
Long term, I really hope that the PPL can kind of disrupt the current Padel calendar. I would love for the PPL to bring more high-quality players in and kind of have a season in the middle of the year where everyone comes and kind of plays in the PPL to have like really top-tier level.
The power of the sport is bringing a lot of excitement to the community in North America, and I think we are ready for this big step and Padel to become one of the major sports to be competed and watched in North America.
Watch out, because the PPL is really going to rock America, Canada, and Mexico. It all starts in May, so stay tuned. I think everybody's in for a great thrill.
Welcome back to Zephyr Hills, Florida, the Sarah Van Berg Tennis and Wellness Center, as the PPL debuts for the very first time. We're happy to have you on board on this live stream. My name is Dave Benz. Happy to be able to be bringing you all this coverage. And it was Miami decisively, the Miami Padel Club, MPC for short, taking it over the Toronto Polar Bears. In terms of the women, they won it 6-love, 6-1. And so men now will try to see if they can close this off and get a victory for Miami to start off the play. here at the Pro Padel League. Now, should Toronto's men be able to come back and win this match, they would go to mixed doubles, but mixed doubles will only be played if there's a tie with each of these two cities having won one of the matches in men's and women's doubles. So that is how it will work. So a lot of pressure here on Team Toronto, and Toronto will be in the far court to start. Miami in the near courts to start, and the Toronto Polar Bears on the right side of your screen there in the far court is Nico Villiers. He was born in Uruguay and has been playing padel since he was 8 years old. Also used to be a tennis player. Meantime, you're getting a good look there at Ruben Rivera. That is Ruben with the headband on. And Jose Arizpe, the two players for Miami. Excuse me, that was Arizpe you were seeing with the headband.
And actually, for those fans that are out here who have never played, we'd like to invite you back to the SVB here because there are 4 full-time padel courts. Make sure you guys get the chance to enjoy
and I did listen to a podcast yesterday, and Arizpe was one of the guests, as it was actually a Miami Padel Club podcast. Davis Jameson was hosting the podcast. He's the GM for the team, and he did pronounce it as Ripe. So even though the R is before the I and the Z, I'm going to go ahead and go with Arizpe. So Jose Arizpe, he's wearing the headband on the right side, near on the right half of the screen on the near court. The white hat is Ruben Rivera. And I'm going to go ahead and just lay out and let them finish their warm-ups. And we'll start.
Ruben Rivera and Jose Arizpe. To the right of the chair, we have Nicolas Couturier, Mariano Cabrera. This match will be played best out of 3 tie-break sets with no adds, referred to as golden point. Ruben Rivera and Jose Arizpe on the point toss and those to receive. Time.
We are going to be here for the next 5 weekends here at this beautiful complex as we work up to the PPL Cup. And if you can't make it out here, you can stream, watch it on the live stream on the YouTube PPL page. Just go to YouTube, type in PPL. Please subscribe to the page and you can watch all the action live. You don't have to miss any part of it. We are streaming globally right now. Lots of folks in Europe, all over the world, watching this historic event here today that you are attending. So make sure you check out the YouTube page, subscribe, and you'll get all the updates and get all the great action of the PPL.
Go ahead and add that to your favorites. Bookmark that site and visit regularly. The league doing a great job putting the information out for fans to be able to consume, and the demand for this sport just continues to grow with more courts being built nationally internationally, this sport has already become a phenomenon. Originated in Mexico and grew in popularity in Mexico and in Spain and then through South America. And it's a great spot here at the Sarah Van Berg Tennis Center. This is not the only Padel court at this tennis center. This is just one of a handful of courts off to the other end of the facility. There's about 4 courts. I didn't count them when I came in, but there's at least 4 courts over there, and they've got they're just really well set up here for Padel. And the demand for players when the draft took place back in late March, there were over 550 players internationally that submitted to be part of the initial draft for the Pro Padel League. Some big names on hand this weekend as well. Juan Martin Del Potro, former U.S. Open champion. Tommy Haas is associated with this event. Jared Palmer. Sebastian Gianbonco, who is former MLS MVP, trying to make his mark here in Padel as well. And here we go. We are finally ready to get this men's match underway. So it will be Toronto with the serve first to get this started.
And they are going to be out.
So here we go. Toronto gets it underway.
15 love.
And 15 love to get it started just like that. And it is Nico Exavillier who is the server. I'm going to just go with Nico because I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation of the last name. But Nico I can handle. Well played shot by Rivera to get it to 15 all. Good communication there between Rivera and Izripe. But ultimately, Toronto forges ahead here at 30-15. Nico was introduced to Padel by his father when he was 8 years old. Stopped playing Padel at 10 so he could focus on his tennis career, and then he picked the sport back up at age 22, so just a couple of years ago. Played on the Davis Cup team for Uruguay at one point. And right now he's got Toronto on the precipice of taking the first game of this match. Oh, as Ripe couldn't catch up to it, and that'll close out game one in favor of Toronto. So the Polar Bears strike first, up 1-0 in this first set. We'll take a quick time out. Back to Zephyr Hills in just a moment. Back here in Zephyr Hills, game one in favor of Toronto. Miami on the end switch, and will take over the serve. A little bit of cloud cover has made its way into the area here in Zephyr Hills, which is, I'm going to guess, welcomed by these players. That sun was beaten down and pretty warm, but it's a mix of sun and cloud. So the sun not gone by any stretch of the imagination. And 40 love, so a quick start here for Miami. Despite the clouds, no rain in the forecast until maybe around 9 p.m. tonight, but we should be long out of here by then. And Miami right now made it rain here in game number 2 as they take it easily to draw even here at 1 game apiece in this first set. And now Toronto will take over. It's if you're new to Padel, it's the ball is very similar to a tennis ball, but it is a little bit more compressed. You certainly can play with a tennis ball, but a little bit less bounce out of a true Padel ball. Good effort there to try and catch it down, catch it by Rivera, but he could not quite get it. By the way, I had an interesting conversation with Sid Newcomb, who's the tournament director here at Zephyr Hills this morning, about Padel and just in terms of the name. And I've listened to a number of podcasts in the days leading up to this to try to familiarize myself with this sport. And I did hear some people call it paddle and some people call it Padel. And Sid told me that a lot of the international players that have come in are calling it paddle because they're trying to give it an Americanized version of the saying of the name. But internationally, it's known as Padel, and he laughed because he said domestically, the people who are familiar with it have gone out of their way to try to call it Padel to honor the international way, and the international players are coming here and calling it paddle. So it's an interesting dichotomy. And I said, well, what do you want me to go with? And he said, let's go with Padel. So that's what we're going with here. 30-15 now. Nico, nice job tracking that one down and getting it back over. And that'll move it to 30 all. working on the side here to.
40-30.
I'm sitting courtside, which is fantastic, but the sun has come back up from under the clouds, and I've noticed the umbrella that's offering me a little bit of shade is losing its effectiveness as the sun moves across the sky. First world problems here. It's amazing to be in Zephyrhills watching the debut of this fantastic league that has such high expectations. Nico, nice job showing the patience to make sure that was going to hit the ground before the wall. That one does not hit the ground before the wall.
Golden point.
So we've got a deuce here. Nico off the net, but able to be returned. Oh, man, that was great effort to try to catch up to it, but not enough to actually execute, and that's going to close out game number 2 in favor of Toronto. So each side has been stymied in its attempt to break the other's serve. 2-1 in set number 1 here in Zephyrhills. Back to Florida in just a moment.
Hailing from sunny San Diego, the Stingrays are ready to attack the inaugural season of the PPL with precision and power. With the support of a sea of San Diego Padel fans, we're ready to fight for the PPL Cup. Vamos! Go to @Stingrays Padel on social media for more information.
There's way more athleticism in this. Back here in Zephyrhills, Florida, as we continue on with this men's portion of the Toronto-Miami pairing. 1-0 right now in favor of Miami in terms of the overall, with the women having won their match, and now the men in a tight one here at 2-1 through 3 games. Serve going back over to Miami, and Rivera with some power. That was just fantastic. That's as good of a shot as you can play in Padel. If you can hit it that hard off the ground, off the back wall, and have it come back over where the other team has no chance to return it, you have absolutely excelled. Nice by his repay to be able to get that one with a little scoop off the back wall to keep it going. And then Rivera doing it again. And just like that, Miami on top 30-love. Ruben Rivera, originally born in Spain. He reached the quarterfinals of the World Padel Tour Championship back in 2018. He says that was his highlight so far as a Padel player. Should Miami win this match, they would win the first ever point. And I'm going to need to get some clarity, by the way, on how what exactly you would want to call that, because it's you've got the match between the women and you got the match between the men, but is it also a match between Toronto and Miami? Is it a super match? Not quite sure exactly what the terminology on that will be, and I'll get some clarity on that from the powers that be as the tournament and the day continues. Misfire there by Nico. So Miami here, a commanding 40-15 lead. I should say, actually that closed it out, so it was 40-15. Now it's 2-2. Lost a little bit track of the score. My apologies. Oh, is Ripe put that right at the feet of Cabrera. Not much he could do with that. Neither side has broken the other's serve in terms of winning a game.
Love 30.
Shot by Nico didn't hit the ground before it hit the wall, so moves it to love 30. A little bit too deep on that one.
15-30.
So 15-30. Nico's shot, just so much smoke on it that there was nothing Rivera could do. It comes right off the racket, goes into the back wall. And you wonder what is the right play on that, right? I mean, you let it sail by and you may not have a chance to hit it again. Nice defensive shot there by Ezripe. And then Rivera says, I'll see your power and up in a notch. And the crowd applauding the effort out of that one as Miami moves in front in this game 30-40. And break point. Nice job working the walls there on that exchange by Cabrera. And as Ripe was able to catch up with the first one, but not the second. We've got a deuce. One difference between Padel and tennis is on the deuce, it's whoever goes ahead first. So there's no advantage like there would be in tennis, where you basically have to win 2 rallies to be able to take the game. This, it's whoever is going to win this exchange is going to win this game. And it's going to be in favor of the Polar Bears as Ripe couldn't quite get the racket on that one. And Rivera did a great job on that shot. Excuse me, I mean Cabrera did a great job on that shot and made it unreturnable. So Toronto surges ahead 3-2 midway through set number 1 here in Zephyr Hills.
The force from the north, the Toronto Polar Bears, are ready to bring non-stop excitement and high-octane action of professional padel to fans across the country. Our talent, grit, and desire will define us. We are a team to be feared. Vamos! For more information, go to @TorontoPolarBears on social media.
Ready to resume play here in Zephyr Hills. And Miami takes over the serve, trailing 2-3. And that was good communication there. Rivera telling Azripe lay off of it. That's going to hit the back wall, and indeed it does. So Miami up 15-love. And make it 30-love. Rivera's done that a few times in this match. Rivera thought he was going to have a trifecta, but Nico able to keep it alive. But not anymore. Make it 40-love. So obviously this is the 6th game, and Miami on the verge of making it 6 for 6 for the serving team on game point. And there it is. So game number 6 in this first set goes decisively in favor of Miami. And we're all even at 3 apiece here in this first set. Cabrera will now take over the serve in the near court. Cabrera, originally from Argentina, now lives in Miami. Has been playing padel for 2 years. And love 15 as Miami pulls ahead. Azripe couldn't catch up to it. So tied now at 15-all. Make it 15-30. Mariano Cabrera says when he's not training for padel, he enjoys traveling and likes shopping for new clothes. Don't we all?
This is close. I'm going to get him.
All right.
15-40.
Rivera gets Miami on the precipice here of the first break for either side. So double break point. And there it is. And that's big. Miami breaks the serve of Toronto and surges ahead 4-3. And MPC will get the serve after this quick timeout. We'll take a breather. Back to Zephyr Hills in a moment.
Back and forth we go.
Miami is beating the heat of padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information.
a great one to be at. So glad to be here to be a part of it. My man, JP Peterson, Tampa Bay icon in sports. Just legendary voice. So thank you very much for being here. As long as we think so. It's all about these players here today. What a great match.
Let's hear it for this great match, these great players. Here we go.
All right, ready to resume here with Miami enjoying the 4-3 lead and getting the serve. A little frustration there out of Cabrera as Miami goes up 15-love. Ripe, who was the first-round pick for MPC in the draft in March, and showing off why right there. Makes it 30-love. And did that catch the wall or the ground first? They said it caught the wall first. So 40-love here. Chance to go 5-3. Not so fast as Team Toronto. Polar Bears on the board at 15-40. As Ripe, I think when he hit that, I think he thought he had a winner. Cabrera had other ideas. And suddenly it's Toronto right back in this game at 30-40. Game point number 3 for Miami. And there it is. Miami takes it, and they take a 5-3 lead. They're one game away from taking this first set. Serve will go over to the Polar Bears here. Great look there at the scoreboard, which is fantastic here at the SVP Tennis Center, Tennis and Wellness Center. And apparently now Tennis Padel and Wellness Center. Oh, Cabrera, that was a beautiful nonchalant shot. Is Ripe. Nice defensive shot there by Cabrera. What a rally going on between these two sides. Finally won on the shot by Rivera. And love 15. Still at love 15. And Nico. Oh, the tweener by Nico. And right now, Miami has found all the momentum. Love 30. Toronto able to get on the board here at 15-30. Going to reserve as that missed on the first try. Oh, Cabrera catching a huge break. It catches the tape on his side and then had enough momentum to spin up and over. So 30-30 in a must-win game for Toronto to try and have any chance of winning this first set in this match. That serve a little bit long and missed, so they'll reserve it. And that got the back wall before it got inbound, so 30-40. And break and set point for Miami. Rivera kind of talking to himself. He thought that ball was going to skip up a little higher than it did. And that moves us to a deuce. And potentially set point. Rivera with a lob. Long rally going on here. Well, Toronto not pleased with that result, but Miami certainly is, as they take the first set 6-3 and have the one love advantage in terms of sets here in this match. We'll step aside. Set number 2 coming your way in just a moment.
Pro Padel League. 7 primetime cities. The best athletes in the world going head-to-head. 4 bragging rights, cash prizes, and the opportunity to be the Pro Padel League champion. The action kicks off May 13th through June 11th in Tampa at SVB Tennis Center. Go to ProPadelLeague.com for tickets and more information. You can bet on the Las Vegas Smash to bring the thrill of professional padel to the inaugural season of the PPL, a rising star in the sports world. Las Vegas is ready for their next challenge of building a dominant team. Vamos!
Paddle to me, when I first was introduced to me, I looked at it and it was like, wow, this is like a collision of all racket sports, or a hybrid of all racket sports put together. So it's more energetic, it's high energy.
It's tennis on steroids. It's a fast-moving, very athletic sport. It's easy for people to follow, and it's a really exciting sport to watch.
It's obviously one of the fastest growing sports in the world. One of the main goals for us is to create awareness about paddle. We think that Las Vegas is a perfect marriage and fit for this sport. Having a great fan base, which Vegas is known for. That's one of the reasons we selected this location as our primary choice. Given all of the major leagues and teams that are already there, this lends itself perfectly to the fan base as well as tourism. So for them to support us in our inaugural season is a great jumping board or platform.
We want to not only grow paddle in the U.S., but we want to make sure that Las Vegas turns into a paddle community. We want to make sure that we do community outreach so we can start exposing the youth to the sport and find the next generation of players.
To win the championship, we're going to have to do a pretty good job of drafting and recruiting players. We think we've done that. We think we've narrowed down a great list of people.
Well, I want to win the league, obviously, but I want the players to do well. I think this should be a players' league. We want these players to be exposed and have opportunities in the future. I obviously want the league to do well. If the league does well, everybody's going to do well. And for selfish reasons, I want Las Vegas to perform, in the court, but also as a business.
We see PPL long-term as major league sport, possibly even an Olympic sport soon, with its interest worldwide.
I would love to see PPL to be one of the major sports leagues in the country, and that will provide a lot of opportunities not only for the ownerships.
And back here to live action in Zephyr Hills, set number 2 underway between Toronto and Miami. Toronto now in the near court on your screen, Miami in the far court. And Miami taking that first set 6-3. And the Miami women won the first match between these two teams earlier here this morning. So should the men be able to win one more set, they'll have 2 chances to do it. They'd like to do it one. Should they win one more set, it will be Miami that is victorious in this head-to-head between these two teams. And they will get the win in the standings, which would be absolutely huge for them to get this started. Make it 30-15, a very well-placed shot there. Great jump by Cabrera to track that ball off the wall, off those couple of bounces, and then ultimately Rivera hits it too long. So knotted up at 30-all here in game 1. There's Ripe with the winner. And that was great, going backwards and able to track it down and finish, even though his momentum was taking him away from the net. As Ripe, originally born and raised in Mexico City and then moved to the United States to play collegiate tennis and decided to stick around, now lives in San Antonio. Nico able to get one up over the tape. Cabrera had one earlier. Good look at some of the fans on hand here in Zephyr Hills, Florida. There are a total of 4 Padel courts here. There's 8 pickleball courts. And the game is going to go in favor here of Miami. So MPC just continuing to roll. We'll step aside, back to Zephyr Hills in just a moment.
Representing Mexico, the birthplace of Padel, the Cancun Waves are a force to be reckoned with. With a talented roster and a passionate fan base, the Waves are bringing the excitement of Padel to the shores of Cancun. Vamos! Go to @Cancun Waves on social media for more information.
15 love.
15 love, as Ripe was unable to land that shot on the ground. Nico with the powerful overhead as Ripe. Did he get a racket on it? And I believe he did not, so it's going to be 30 love. Just out of his reach. Nicely played by Cabrera, hits it off the back wall to keep it alive, but then ultimately the subsequent shot goes off the other back wall, not ideal. 30-15. And make it 30-30. Oh, how did Rivera catch up to that one? That was really good. And that's going to move Miami to a break and game point here. And this would be huge if they could break this and go up 2 love. Miami has not failed to win a game in which they have served in this match. So this would give them a huge step forward towards taking this match. And there it is. They do break and they win, and it's 2-0 in favor of MPC here in the second set. We'll step aside. Well, are we keeping it here? Looks like they're not going to head over for a break, so I guess we will keep it here as well. Miami says, we got the momentum, let's just play, so why not? So as Ripe will take over the serve. Jose as Ripe, when he's not practicing Padel, he can be found practicing boxing and MMA. Right now trying to put a chokehold on Toronto. I have to reserve that. Rivera misfires.
15 all.
A little bit too much loft on that one. So 15 all. Toronto, if they could somehow find a way to break Miami, they would be right back in this second set. And that does hit the wall first, so 30-15 now in favor of MPC. And make it 40-15 and game point. Rivera with some authority on that one. For those of you who are new to the Pro Padel League, there are a total of 7 teams currently in the league. And that's a decisive game 3 in favor of Miami. So they've got a 3-0 lead here in set 2. We'll step aside back to Zephyr Hills in just a moment.
What an amazing first day here for the inaugural PPL Championship. I actually placed in the place. Don't forget, we have one match.
You can bet on the Las Vegas Smash to bring the thrill of professional padel to the inaugural season of the PPL, a rising star in the sports world. Las Vegas is ready for their next challenge of building a dominant team. Vamos! For more information, go to @LasVegasSmash on social media.
Paddle to me, when I first was introduced to me, I looked at it and it was like, wow, this is like a collision of all racket sports or a hybrid of all racket sports put together. So it's more energetic, it's high energy.
It's tennis on steroids. It's a fast-moving, very athletic sport. It's easy for people to follow, and it's a really exciting sport to watch.
It's obviously one of the fastest growing sports in the world. One of the main goals for us is to create awareness about paddle. We think that Las Vegas is a perfect marriage and fit for this sport. Having a great fan base, which Vegas is known for. That's one of the reasons we selected this location.
All right, back in Zephyr Hills, Miami a 3-0 lead here in this second set. Glad to have you along watching our coverage of the Pro Padel League. Dave Benz, along with our fantastic crew, will be here all weekend long. Action today and tomorrow in this first weekend of 4 consecutive weekends. And then it will all lead up to the Padel Cup Championship the second weekend of June here in Zephyr Hills. Well, Toronto trying to get something going. The first step is don't have your serve broken, and they've got game point. Oh, that was really well played. And oh, wow. As Ripe and Rivera both with some great defense. And then as Ripe hits it wide. And so the Polar Bears able to win game number 4 of this second set. And they're on the board here at 3-1, but Miami getting the serve back. Miami doesn't need to break Toronto again. If they can just win the games they serve, they're going to win this match. And that certainly is a good way to get yourself a win on that exchange. Rivera with the power, and makes it 15-love. Nico, and as Ripe tried to catch up with it, but not much he could do there. So we draw even at 15 apiece. Good communication. Rivera told his Ripe to lay off of it. It was going to be deep, and it was. Huh. Rivera, his eyes are just lighting up when he sees the ball hanging there like that. A little fist pump as Miami goes up 40-15. And game point. And game in the column for Miami. So MPC up 4-1 in this second set. They're 2 games away from being victorious in the match. We will step aside. Our coverage continues from Zephyr Hills after this quick timeout.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information.
Welcome back to Zephyr Hills, Florida, the inaugural day of the Pro Padel League. And so excited to be a part of this event, a part of this league. And it has been a whole lot of fun to see these players out there doing what they love and doing it at a high level as this sport begins to take a foothold here in the United States, so popular internationally. Nico trying, as Ripe was finally going to be able to catch up to one of those. Nico's done that a few times, and as Ripe, I think he thought a little bit too much about it. He was like, hey, this one I can get, and then he doesn't execute it. He would love to have that one back. Another look at it. By the way, similar to other racket sports, if you can tag your other player with the ball, it's always a good strategy, but not a very good way to win frames. Rivera puts that one up high, and Nico tries to show off the vertical, but not enough to be able to catch up to it. So all even at 15 all. By the way, I mentioned 7 total teams in the league right now. Las Vegas, Miami, Cancun, Toronto, San Diego, Arkansas, and Los Angeles. And we will see in the next matchup here, after this one is decided, we'll see Los Angeles and Cancun. Cabrera that time showing the power. Mariano Cabrera, born in Buenos Aires, now calls Miami home. Well played shot by Ripe. So 30 all. Nico Exaville out of Uruguay. And Nico from deep on the court able to hit that winner. And Toronto will take a 40-30 advantage, game point. Polar Bears back squarely against the wall here, and winning this game isn't really going to get them off of that wall, but it certainly will be a step in the right direction. And they do take that step, so they'll take this game and close it to 4-2 here in this second set. But now Miami will take back over the serve. And again, Miami has not failed to win a game in which they have served in this match. Man, that was a good eye by his Ripe. He was getting ready to haul off and hit that. Rivera may have had something to say about that. May have told him to lay off of it. That one did just hit the ground first. Wow. Good communication as Ripe said no. Rivera pulls off, and it's the right decision. And it's 30-0, 30 love in favor of MPC. And 40 love now. So, game point. Well played shot by Cabrera to stay alive.
40-15.
Toronto showing signs of life here. Chance to get a deuce if they can win this exchange. Miami, meantime, trying to finish it off. And they do. So Miami goes up 5-2, and they're now 1 game away from not only winning the match, but winning the contest between these two teams, as the ladies already won earlier. We'll take a quick break. Back to Zephyr Hills in just a moment.
Miami is beating the heat of Padel in the United States, and the Miami Padel Club is gearing up to show why that's the case. Bringing together a team of top talent that's sure to offer tough competition and endless excitement. Vamos! Go to @Miami Padel Club on social media for more information. The Matrix are ready to bring the thrill of Padel, the fastest growing sport in the world, to Arkansas, bringing together players from North America and around the globe, players who live and breathe this sport. Join the Arkansas Matrix family, an original 7 team of PPL, and check out @Arkansas Matrix on social media.
Back here in Zephyr Hills, Miami 1 game away from not only winning this match, but also winning the head-to-head between the two cities. The two teams in the league. The women already won. They won this morning, and they cruised to a straight sets victory over Toronto, 6-love, 6-1. Well played shot there by Cabrera. So Toronto an early 15-love lead in an absolute do-or-die game. Rivera couldn't quite hit the full winner. We're able to catch up to that one. Still playing on. And the crowd admiring the effort there. And then Nico just hits the deck, laying it all out. Into the net, and Miami up 30-15.
15-30.
And make it 15-40. And this is double break point. Oh no, they're I thought that was a winner. I stand corrected. They just reserved. And now you've got it here at 15-40. Double break point for the match. Ripe couldn't return that one, so move it to 30-40. And now break point for the match. And there it is. Miami is victorious. The men had to work a little bit harder than the women, but in the end, they win it in straight sets. 6-3, 6-2, and Miami wins the super match. I'm going to call it the super match because they win the head-to-head against Toronto as well. Let's get it down to JP.
Great job, you guys. What was the difference you think in this match?
Ruben was the difference. I just tried to set up the game for him, and he was very aggressive on the overhead, so I think that was the key.
It's a very close match, especially in the first set. Tell me, your competition here was fantastic.
Yes, that's a very difficult match, and it's por suerte pudimos sacarlo.
Yeah, so the key, it was so close, we couldn't convert some golden points. They played them very well. On the second set, he started playing a little bit more aggressive, and I think that was the key.
Your experience probably helped out as well in this match, getting those golden points, especially in the end there.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well played, well played. Would you guys sign some balls, and we'll get it for some of our fans out there. And Miami wins the match. The ladies win 6-0, 6-1, and the men win 6-3, 6-2. So we'll keep it rolling here in just a little bit as we have Cancun and Los Angeles coming up. Once again, let's hear it for these two teams. What a great match we had there. Our inaugural PPL match goes to Miami. Well done, Miami.
No me importa lo
que de mí se diga, que usted su vida, que yo vivo la mía. Que solo es una, disfruta el momento, que el tiempo se acaba y para atrás no verá. Bebiendo, fumando y jodiendo, sigo vacilando de party todos los días. Cielo.
Padel